So I've been world building in my survival world for the last few months, mainly working on this Fairy Forest style city, but 1.21's been out for a while now, so it's time to start in a brand new region and start a brand new city. We'll be ditching our gear, which really wasn't much to begin with, and heading out into the world. Since we're in a large biomes map though, we are going to take some building essentials with us, like the various tree saplings and also a horse, because the spot we're headed to is quite a few thousand blocks away, and I am definitely not walking that by foot. We'll watch the sunset one last time and drop off our gear. Say goodbye to the area. Bye-bye, sun. Bye-bye, village. And with our bags packed and our gear stripped, we head towards the Dwarven peaks. At last, we are finally in the Dwarven Peaks area. Got a ton of villages that will be gonna try to keep them safe. But look at this mountain range. Oh my lord. Look at these mountains. I think this is the perfect spot for some dwarves. There's like a ton more mountains around the area. And we're gonna try to pick one, okay? It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be pretty hard, but we'll pick one. But now that we're finally in the region, I think it's time to talk about some plans. Oh my god, look at that. Beautiful. In the town, overlooking the mountain and the cherry blossoms. Beautiful. So the goal for this series is kind of world building, kind of making a lived-in world with different cultures and races and cities. And so earlier, the beginning of the series, I was making a fairy city in the Sylvan Wild, and with 1.21, I think it kind of matches the Dwarven vibe. So I wanted to make a Dwarven city. So that's why we're in these mountain peaks here. The vibes here and the ambiance, perfect. Look at that. I mean, these are mountain people in themselves, mountain villagers. They might as well be dwarves. But for this series, I added quite a bit more mods for ambiance compared to the last few episodes. So I did add some more sound physics. Oh my. Can't see with this big head, but look at that. I did add some ambience mods, like I said, some sound physics. We also added wakes for the water. We added these fresh animation mods, so brand new animations. I mean, this whole area just screams Dwarven. Me at least. Look at that. Like, look at that. The dwarves mine too much, and the mountain collapsed on itself. But I think, yeah, it's kind of cool. I think maybe I can make like I can turn this into like a copper mine, where this is like a copper town, and they're kind of mining out all this copper in this area. And in their dwarven hubris, they mine too much, and the mountain is collapsing on itself. Look at that. It's like you're in a national park. Oh, gorgeous. And the clouds and the fog. Oh, see with shaders. Look. Oh, still loading. Look at that. BSL shaders, y'all. Those clouds could be a little less dense. All right, so we explored the area and looked at some of the mountains. Looked at quite a few. As you can see, there's quite a ton of them. But after looking at all of them, I think we're just gonna settle where we started off. This village is basically a little city, so we can use it to get close access to villagers. And maybe we can transform it in the future to be an above-ground dwarven town. Wow, say that 5 times fast. But we also wanted a sheer cliffside mountain, so we can add a dwarven gate without having to do too much terraforming. But this mountain is a bit too close to the town, so I think we'll use this one instead. But we're going to be building an underground city, so we'll also have to do a ton of digging, and that's why this one takes a cake, because there's actually a really, really large cave inside. But let me just show you. I dropped off all my stuff and it took quite a beating coming up here, just because of this powdered snow right here. But there's the cave. Look at that. It is massive. Oh, what is that? I did do a little cheaty mode and use my free cam to take a peek. But look at that. If that doesn't scream Dwarven Kingdom to you, I don't know what does. But since we're starting off on a clean slate, I think it's time to take a plunge into the new world. Let's do it. I was a little worried I forgot to set my spawn there for a second. That would have been really bad. So, brand new region, brand new me. We did, however, get a pickaxe on the way here when we found a ruined nether portal. But I'm going to save that for a little bit just in case I find diamonds. And we're going to punch our very first tree. For this side of the world, at least. We punched plenty of trees already. Hopefully there's no Ents coming out here. So we're going to take temporary refuge into this library here. But we're going to go gather a few materials. And we're going to mine into that mountain right there. And then we're going to start building our Dwarven city. Oh, what the? Finally got to the cave. Oh no. Oh no. Look at that. Wow. Hello. Well, hello. Look at this cave though. It's exactly what we need. Alright, we mined some things and mostly we lit up the cave. So there you go. Lit it up a little bit. There's still this upper portion that I need to go and light up, but I just didn't yet. But there have been like creepers and zombies kind of just falling down here and attacking me as I was laying down the torches. But I think this is going to be the perfect spot for our Dwarven Kingdom. It's pretty spacious. And one of the things with this is I'm trying to build kind of like player scale. So hopefully this will fit a lot of stuff here. But awesome dripstone cave here. I will have to get rid of most of the stalactites and all that stuff, but that's okay. And then also I'm probably not gonna make a starter base yet, because I'm kind of using that village, town, city as my base for now. But in the meantime, since we're going to be doing a Dwarven Kingdom, I think it's pretty important to have a really, really cool Dwarven gate. So we're going to make a Dwarven entrance for this city right here. So I'm thinking it'll be like a platform right here, and then a big Dwarven gate like this. So this Dwarven gate's gonna require like a metric ton of materials. So I'm gonna just get some like gear first. So we need like a helmet, and then we need some pants, and then we'll do a chest plate. And then we lost our iron pick earlier, so we'll take an iron pick. And so we're going to gear ourselves up. And I think we're going to be doing a little mining montage. So, montage time. Let's get to it. Oh my. Is this the part where I say the dwarves delve too greedily and too deep? Because it certainly feels this way right now. Just let me raid your city, man. Well, I made it down here. Nope, 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 nope. Not right now. Not right now. This is gonna be fun, isn't it? Oh. Hello. Goodbye for now. Alright, we spent an ungodly amount of time working and collecting a bunch of resources. So we kind of set up a little small base camp right here because I wanted to be a little closer than that little village there. But look at all the goodies we got. Bam. Bunch of supplies we mine. I think this is probably not going to be enough, but I think it's enough to get us started. And then this is what we raided from the village? No, ancient city. That's what it's called. We got all this from the ancient city. Not too bad. I got the diamonds from mining, so I didn't really get anything too great. Of course, over there. And then we also have a little like copper field coming up there. So we're kind of aging the copper down a little bit. But yeah. But now that we've finally got some actual material to work with, I think it's time to get a little start on this little build here. Alright, well, I severely overestimated the materials I had, so I was only able to build this kind of like base layer for the actual gate with all of the materials I had. I mean, I still have like tough because I haven't used it yet, but all the stone and andesite and cobblestone, I used all of it. I kind of regret not bringing my tools to this area because, man, like using brand new fresh tools, just like iron tools, just to mine out all this stuff and then build all this stuff is a pain. Especially not having silk touch, I have to like mine cobblestone, then I need to smelt this cobblestone into stone and then use the grinder or whatever to turn it into this stone brick. So that extends the building process quite a lot, and I ended up using slabs for the top here because I was like severely running out of materials. So all of this is just slabs, and it's one of the downsides of building creative mode. Like, I kind of blueprint all my stuff and build it all in creative mode on a creative world, not this world. And then I build it in here. And sometimes when you build in creative mode, it's you kind of forget how big these builds can get. So I've got to collect a bunch more materials to actually finish the gate. The gate itself, it's going to be quite high. It's going to be like a little more than halfway up the mountain. And then I have to dig out this whole area right here to actually have an entrance to the gate. And then I got to knock out all of this grass just so I can kind of have like a stony appearance for the entire build. But some of this part right here, like the grass that's left over, it's going to be covered up by some other builds later on. So I kind of just left it there just to save on some materials. And I also forgot to light it up down there because you can hear them. They're already kind of growling down there. Oh, yeah. Let's just cover that back up. But yeah, I need to also go light that up because that's a mob farm in development right there. But I don't think I'll really bore you maybe with the material gathering, or I don't know, maybe I'll do another material gathering montage real quick. But I do have quite a bit more materials to gather. So let's go get some materials and we'll come back. All right, well, I finally gathered quite a bit more material to actually finish this build. And so I think we're going to start getting building soon. But before we really get into the actual project, I kind of wanted to talk about the whole theme. So in this world, I pretty much build in themes. I kind of build thematically for different races. And so my first like 10 episodes of this whole series was this fairy city that I'm not finished with, that I will be going back to later on. Just wanted a little break to kind of break up the monotony and kind of do a different style of build. But the fairy city is kind of located in this big forest area, which I'm calling the Sylvan Wild. And it follows a very fairy core style theme. So we're doing like this one right here. It's a shoe house. And then there's like a fallen log with some mossy rocks. That's like a tavern. And then there's a tree trunk that's holding like the council. And then my starter home was a little acorn. And then this is like a little teapot. And this is a little bottle. So the fairy theme kind of follows this whole like miniature theme where, you know, fairies can live out of. And for this build, or this region, we're going to be calling it kind of like some Dwarven mountains, some Dwarven peaks. And it's going to follow a, like, obviously a Dwarven theme, but it's going to be pretty medieval. And maybe we'll be doing kind of a steampunk, diesel punk aesthetic. So like for each race, I have an element that they can control. So for the fairies, they control wood. And then the dwarves here are kind of these metal, you know, it's like metal benders. Kind of basically Avatar, The Last Airbender themes, but within a high fantasy, you know, Minecraft world. So the dwarves would be these metal benders, I guess you could say. So they specialize in metal magic. And so they are very eager to find metals. So they're very eager to mine. And I think if they were stone, you know, earth people, like they would very easily uncover stuff. But since they're obsessed with metals, you know, they need to mine stuff. So they're very into stonework and all that stuff. So the theme is going to be kind of this Dwarven theme. So pretty medieval, Nordic-esque. And then also with some glimpse of steampunk and diesel punk. But that's kind of the general idea for the whole area. I want to build it pretty player size themed. Most of this world will be player size themed, but for the dwarves, they can be pretty grandiose. So I think having this gate be pretty grand compared to the player scale is going to be pretty important. And so yeah, I think we're going to sleep and we're going to get started on this build here. He's not just a creeper, he's also a snooper. Get away from my stuff, you weirdo. Look at him. Standing there menacingly. Anyways, the build's done. This build took me quite a while because I needed way more material than I thought I would need. And with my iron tools, it took a lot of time to gather all the stuff. But I think the end result turned out pretty well. Look at that. I'll probably need to still, you know, kind of terraform this area and this area a little bit. But I did want to kind of blend in the natural environment into this area. But ain't she beautiful? I don't know if you can tell what this exactly is. It's supposed to be a mustache, and then that's like a nose, and then this is like the dwarf, and then this is supposed to be kind of like this helmet. Kind of looks like he's wearing cat ears actually, now that I look at it, but that's okay. But this gate is, you know, heavily inspired by Bdoubleo. Well, it's very different as a gate, but I really wanted to make like this really big gate that was... If you don't watch Bdoubleo, he's got this kind of this ancient looking gate. Looks like it came straight out of D&D basically, and yeah, so I kind of wanted my own, but this one's for our little dwarven civilization. Obviously, I'm not that good compared to Bdoubleo, so obviously I could texture these walls a little bit more, but I was kind of going for a very simple look. But this build took a few days, and it's kind of been a few days since I've recorded. And in that time, I've kind of been looking at other builders, and like Mr. Matt Ranger and, you know, Snarple, a lot of people from the bakery server. And I really have been enjoying how they kind of texture and color their build. So I think I want to kind of test that out for future builds, but at the moment I'm gonna just stick with this. Hopping into free cam though, we can take a better look at the build here. But like I was saying, I wanted it to be a pretty grand build compared to the player scale. So like player scale would be right here and there. Pretty big. But I also wanted some like geometric shapes. So that's why we're doing kind of this square build. Then also some harsh, or it's not really harsh, it's kind of smooth, but with Dwarven culture, I feel like a lot of times it uses kind of sharp, straight lines, very geometric. So why we've got that. Maybe we'll have like more geometric lines coming down there and down there. And then, you know, we're kind of inspired by Norse culture, or like Viking culture, I guess. And this is supposed to be kind of one of those, like, those knots or whatever, the symbols. I'm still kind of working on the style of this whole build. I'm not too sure how to do the buildings yet though, so we're gonna have to play around. But if you have any suggestions, please leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I really do want to experiment more with color. It's just a little difficult because I do have some color blindness, so finding colors that work together can be a little difficult as a content creator in that sense when you can't really see. And then we also left the back not finished, but eventually we'll be bringing down this mountain range towards this to kind of blend it all in. But the dwarves would be these kind of master metallurgists and metal workers, but they would also have to be these master stoneworkers as well, since they kind of need to go through the stone to get all the metal. And you know, I'm still kind of working. I still really need to work on all the like designs, but that was why I'm kind of interested in the idea of diesel punk or like steampunk. Kind of a lot of metal work and metal tinkerings. So maybe we'll have like some kind of mechs that would kind of work out with this kind of medieval kind of vibe as well. Oh, but also let's throw on some shaders to take a quick peek. It's kind of nighttime, so, or the sun's kind of going down, so it's kind of hard to see. Oh my. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. The sun rises right above, or right behind the whole build. Amazing. We watched the sunset in our little timber town, or what would we call it? Timberfall, a little logging village when I left. And now we can watch the sunrise on the Dwarven peaks. But yeah, I really wanted to make this even more grand, but you know, kind of want to stick to player scale, because if I don't do that, I'm gonna really burn myself out very quickly, or the projects would also take a long time to get finished. But eventually down this line, I'm gonna kind of cut out all of this like stone and dirt up there. I'm gonna make a little hallway here. Unfortunately, the hallway won't be too long because you get into the cave pretty quickly. So, but eventually we're gonna have this kind of grand hallway kind of coming through here, just for all of the people that enter the city. A little kind of a checkpoint they gotta go through. But some future plans, this, you kind of walk through the city right here. I'll have kind of maybe like a little village, or not a village, but a little housing area right there. Come down this way, and then you kind of, as you walk down this way, your eyes kind of get drawn towards that light. And then this area right there, maybe this area will have this whole Dwarven type of palace or whatever. And then some natural sunlight comes through the cave here, so maybe a little tree or something that reaches out over there. And then, you know, upper deck for the royalty up there, and then everyone else is kind of down here. So down this little spot, we'll be kind of walking through marketplaces and stuff like that. I don't know. Just, you know, if you have any ideas, again, let me know, because I'd really appreciate that. And that's all the time we have for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All that shebang that everyone always asks for. It really does help out Papa Algorithm figure things out for me. But anyways, I'll see you next one. Goodbye for now.